Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to MUFC Realist TV. This is the Transfer Corner with a lot of updates going on right now. This has been a madness of a day in the world of Manchester United. I know in between of the Euros, you watched the Belgium game. It was a snowfest again, and Ukraine fell out. But we are here to talk about, of course, Manchester United and the top stories, according to the brilliant Ben Jacobs, talking about Rashford potential move to PSG. There's been direct contacts again, and would you take that? Would you absolutely do that? We're going to discuss that as well. And also another thing that keeps coming up is the Greenwood saga. That is the bidding war, and Manchester United have been saying if we don't get any bids for what we want, 40 million cash, we'll bring back Greenwood within 10 days for pre-season training as well. And Brentwood deal, is that really off? It looks like more likely it's going to go off. And Ugarte, the bid that came in yesterday with an uppercut with surprise, is that have apparently it's got legs. Manchester United really look for Ugarte's service, but wait, that is not the only midfielder we're looking for, because we're actually looking for two midfielders. So we're going to talk about that as well. Todibo, of course, you've been following this channel. I was the one that told you there is a loophole, and today it was coming out that Manchester United really want Todibo, and they're going to challenge that in the Court of Arbitration of Sports in Switzerland. So we're going to talk about that, and of course, something that's been floating around, creating negative feelings regarding the stadium built, regarding the naming rights that Ineos are looking for a sponsor to fund that stadium, even if it's a rebuild or a new one, or I don't know. What's your feelings? What's your thought? And Lenny, your latest. This is a lot of things to dissect today, and we're going to try to wrap this up in 30-40 minutes. So get into the game, get into the show. Let's do this, people. Come on. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Smash that like button. Well, first and foremost, I just want to check because I see I might have some issues here. Can you absolutely see me live? Smash a one, because I see I might have some technical issues. Before we do, smash a one in the comment section below if you can see me. Let's do this. All right. I'm live here, and I'm not going to watch the game. I know that Portugal is playing. Portugal's always through. It's always going to be interesting to watch João Neves play. But one, you can absolutely see me on. Thank you for confirming, Alistair Dirks, for confirming. One, you can actually see me on YouTube. Fantastic. But probably not can see me on Twitter. That doesn't matter. One. Big up Shay Arsenal. Big up Brendan Chappelle. How you all doing? The more the merrier. People are coming in. I know. Obviously, I can't see you. Who do you think you are? John Cena? I don't know. I'm not John Cena. Yeah, Ayrton Senna is a good driver. Good evening all to you. 111. Admiral Drex is here. Admiral Drex saying one. Good. Big up legends. Obviously, listen, guys, this been a crazy mad day. Sometimes you got to take things with a pinch of salt. What is credible, what is not credible, because this is the transfer news corner and rumors, and we're here to talk about. Is it BS? Does it have legs? Is it speculations? At the end of the day, you know, that's what I love. I love the transfer window. I don't know about you. Some people complain about mental health, but I take it with a pinch of salt. Like it ain't over till the fat ladies sings. And well, we have to be sensible to say, you know, it's not done deal. It's in until that ink on the paper is signed on the dotted line and the player actually holds up their shirt. That is a policy that we have. What's up, Angelo? How you doing as well? Good up to you. Sandra Mayers, big up to you. Big up, Sandra. How you doing, guys? Hope you're having a good one. Are you going to watch the Portugal game? Of course, we're going to watch a little bit Bruno, but let's have a conversation, guys. According to Ben Jacobs earlier today, you've probably seen it if you've been sleeping under the rock. Ben Jacobs and my brilliant colleague and friend, Anil Kondola, had a podcast on MUFC BP, where Ben Jacobs said that there has been another approach for Marcus Rashford. PSG, we know that they lost Mbappe. They are looking at multiple options. Nico Williams is one of them, and Marcus Rashford is one that they've been eyeballing for quite a while. We know that we are looking at Ugarte from PSG. That is not really getting favorable minutes. We submitted a £25 million bid that was rejected, and PSG wants 50 million, which they know they can't recuperate. They bought him 1 year ago, and he's not really favored by the current establishment. So because, Vitinha plays in that spot. So I think that Ugarte is a fantastic player, but that is not the only one that we're looking at. We're looking for two midfielders. So hold that horses. Is that a sort of an interconnected link that they might look for in negotiations? We give you a favorable deal, 25 million for Ugarte, and we lower down the price for Rashford. Now, personally, we spoke about this many, many times before regarding Marcus Rashford. It all comes down to Marcus. Marcus had a crap season this season. His head space was not really there. His brother is his agent, whispering things in his ear, things that he wants to hear, but he doesn't really want to hear the criticism what media and pundits and most of us sees on the pitch. Now, if we see that this new kind of Ineos revolution, what you might call it, the transformation, the way we want to play, it looks like we're going to play more of a possession-based attacking football, which something doesn't really suit Marcus Rashford. So PSG are in the market. They have money to burn, apparently. They have been opening talks with Marcus Rashford. I mean, if you look how much Marcus Rashford is worth, for me, he's got a pedigree name in the Euros, I mean, out of Europe, but him not playing in the Euros is definitely lowering down his price, according to my opinion. For me, Marcus Rashford is a minimum £75 million player, right? This is a deal that could be made. This is a deal that most of you would say, well, Marcus, if you want to have a new career, want to sort of, remotivate yourself, you miss out on Euros, you had a crap season, get your head straight. PSG is not a bad shout. You get to play in Champions League, XYZ, but it's down to your brother and how he will consult with you. At the end of the day, people, it will come down to the player what you want. Of course, he's an academy product. He's Mancunian born and bred. Mr. MBA fed the kids and everything, but it's what you do on the pitch, Marcus. At the end of the day, it's well known that Ineos has said everyone, they're open to listening for bids for everyone except the youngster like Garnacho, Højlund and Kobe Mainos, right? So nobody's really safe if you remember that fire sale. So what would you sell? Sell Rashford ASAP? What Kenny's saying? Samuel, what you saying here? I would sell Marcus Rashford in a heartbeat and get him the taxi to the airport. Well, in a way, I understand what you're saying here, Samuel, as well. Like, most of our fans look at it for performance-based. For me, Rashford is a person that has kind of an inconsistency. He hasn't really kicked on to be the world beater, right? What have you done? So every second season here, he scores, high goals, 20 goals over. Next season, he's got 8 goals, 10 goals. It's not consistent enough. Now, for me, this is a no-brainer. Like, for me, it's just I look at it from a club perspective. I look at it like, we're building a team, a new dawn, and you might be sort of critical to the 25%, but at least it's a start, right? I had a conversation with Jamie Wayne earlier, like, I did understand one of our moderators, and he's so angry regarding the naming rights of the stadium. But you know what? Ask yourself the question. We're going to talk about the naming right of the stadium. Would that be the situation if Glazers were here? No, it wouldn't, right? At least we are doing something. And the way I feel it right now, there's been a lot of talks, a lot of PR, but you got to be a little bit of a reasonable. You got to sort of think, give it a little bit of a time, like give them a chance to see what will you bring in the summer, who will you sell, and what will you do with the training facility and the stadium XYZ, right? I know that the depth is still there, the glaze is still there, but we are here for football, it matters, and we are building a team for the future. So for me, selling Rashford would be a massive boost in terms of the profit and sustainability. Marcus Rashford is a homegrown talent, came from the academy. Selling him means profit, straight plus on the books. You know how that means for moving forward in the transfer market. I sell him in a heartbeat as well. And Brendan, what you're saying here, just Rashford wages are reasons enough to sell him. Yeah, but the thing is that PSG can't afford him. They can't afford his wages. They can't afford to pay him the transfer fee and plus the wages. Plus, he will probably earn more than he actually at Manchester United. They will probably pay him handsomely, 400k a week, 450 a week. This is madness. Like, you remember who owns them as well. Admiral Drex, what you say? If the price is right, then sell him. I'm just going to look at it from this way. I've taken a stance from this point of view. I took a step back, no emotions, and just thinking, where are we now? Where have we been? And where do we want to be as a team, as a fan, as a community? And of course, we want to go back to winning ways. We want to win trophies. We want to assemble a team, the Avengers, to start winning trophies again. But the thing is, like, it's so difficult because I know that there is a good player in him and he might kick on and have a good season. But at the end of the day, if we do get offers, then you have to consult with his brother and Marcus. And if the money comes there with a good offer, I'm sure he will go. You go to the bling bling Paris city, the metropolitan city. But, this has legs, but it's going to be a tough one, right? It's going to be a very tough one. So would you be shocked if we actually do this deal? Some people are even saying swap Rashford for Ugarte. And this is what I've kind of started to think creative as well, because we've been linked to Ugarte since yesterday. There was a little bit of a shock. I rate Ugarte. I rate Ugarte as a fantastic number 6 CDM, right? He's not being favored by Luis Enrique because he likes to play, Vitinha there. They don't really want to sell him, but at the same time, they're opening the conversation. So could this be a possibility that they offer us, Ugarte, player plus cash and play? You know what I mean? This is kind of the things we have to do. But these kind of deals are very complicated to do because both players need to agree that they want to swap places, want to go, right? It's simple as that, people, right? It's very simple. Take 60 million and run, was Danny saying. 100%. DK Wilson, good day to you, sir. Made it. No damn notification, but made it. Listen, I wasn't supposed to go live. I was supposed to do a recording, right? I just finished watching the Snorefest game. I think Belgium was crap. They were just playing it safe. And I felt sorry for Ukraine, by the way, which was the better team at the end. But then I was thinking, there's too much content. You look at here, like in a whole page full of content. And how can you do this in 10 minutes recording? So listen, you guys deserve to have a live stream, 100%. And if you're going to watch the game later on, you can watch it as well. Because according to me, Portugal's already qualified. And, Georgia, it's nothing burger, I think. Mick, what you're saying here, Sandra, I sense a polling coming up. Yes. So you want to do a polling. Big up, Jay, as well. How are you doing? Let's create a polling. And Sandra, can you advise me what kind of polling do you want to see? Would it be the typical, will you sell Rashford if the bid comes in for from PSG? Or would you do a swap deal? Let's do that. Let's do a very simple poll, guys. Just bear with me. I'm just going to do a very simple poll. Very slow internet today for some reason. Guys, if you're watching this now, please support this channel. Smash that like button. It's free. If you're new watching, subscribe. YouTube is telling me that a lot of viewers that are watching this channel are not really subscribed, and hit the notification as well. Let's start a poll. Let me see. Not a Q&A. Let's start a poll. Bear with me. Start a poll, start a poll, start a poll. I think we've done this poll so many times, but would you sell Rashford if a substantial bid came in from PSG? That's the question. And it's simple. Yes, no. So the poll is just started according to Sandra Mayes. It's just running right now. So get your votes in as well. The question is, would you sell Rashford if a substantial bid for Rashford is coming in? And so far, I see it going 100% straight. 7,500, like a heart emitter. So let's keep that poll running, guys. And tell me how you do today, right? Yeah. Danny is being creative as well. What are you saying, Danny? Take cash balance out the FFP, and that's what it is, Danny. To sell Rashford, who is a homegrown talent that comes straight from the academy, it is pure profit. If you get 65, 70, you imagine what they will do on your transfer kitty. You can do magic. There'll be no losses, just plus register on the ledger. Let me see who is in Arfon. Big up. Who is out here to replace Rashford and the goal scorer? Well, that's the thing, right? We are looking at certain targets. Like Michael Olise was looked at. Michael Olise left the other way. If Rashford leaves, you might see a Nico Williams being the replacement. For me, Nico Williams, oh my God. Still young, still producing a lot of outputs in the year. I mean, God, he's available for what? Was it almost 55 million euro release clause. It wasn't less than that. I think I got it written down. I just got to go back to my notes. It's been so many scribbles. Nico Williams is 47 million release clause. And that is the release clause. So that would be the one for me that you look at. And on the other hand, you have Duarte as well. Yeah, the wonder kid from Lille. Amazing. I'd certainly look at him for sure. But we have stockpile of wingers that's really, really good. We have Garnacho already playing on the left wing that's been outscoring and outproducing Rashford's stats, right? And then on the right, we have Ahmad, we have Pelistri. Who else do we have? We have Anthony. You just need to add on. If you sell on and potentially Greenwood, we know that Sancho is going anyway, right? But we're going to get into the Greenwood story as well. So we are stacked in the wingers. That's the thing, right? So you might get in a Nico Williams if you sell him. Let me know what you think. Would you take a Doué? Would you take a Nico Williams? Because we are apparently talking to Doué as well. And Doué for me is a future Ballon d'Or winner. If you haven't seen Doué play, go after this stream and put a compilation, do whatever you want, just check him out. This guy is mental sick. And I'll get to the point that I'm grateful. Thank you, Michael Lisi, that you walked away to Bayern at least. Nobody in the Premier League got you, but Doué is far much more better talent, right? And Nico Williams as well. So if we're building a squad for the future, Nico Williams is still young, 22 years of age, I believe he is. He's turning 22. Plenty of development, but what you see, the trajectory, if you watch Belgium play today, Doku, which City paid megabucks for, Doku has no end product. But if you compare Doku and Williams, it's two different type of players. Doku doesn't have an end product. For me, he's just a fidget spinner, he's a spinster, right? But Nico Williams certainly have a lethal shot. He knows how to cut inside. He knows how to score a goal at least, and he can be a very tricky customer on the wing. On the left wing, 100%. What you're saying here, Deneby, Bakayo, Doué in, Rashford, Sancho, Pelistri out. Well, it looks like we are going to sell Pelistri. And it's going to be a very interesting window, to be honest, guys. There's so much work to be done, but not everything is going to be done in one window. This clear and obvious, we're not going to be able. The question mark regarding Anthony Dos Santos as well, what we're going to do with Anthony, right? Will he be pardoned to give another chance this season? Because he had a really troublesome season last season. Let's not kid ourselves. He had all these allegations and personal problems that he had to deal with, and that kind of affected his game. He also kind of fell out with Ten Hag, wondering, why are you picking the others over me? And the player power is gone, right? You have to now work your socks off, create competition for places. We are a different team right now, by the looks of it. So that's going to be a positive headache. It ain't a headache if we'll continue on the Rashford. If we sell, who are we going to recruit, who are we going to play? That is positive, right? There's going to be a very positive headache if you're heading to next season and we don't even know who's going to play in the left wing, right wing. We have so much quality, and that is called squad depth. That is really cool. Now we can rotate, right? 100%. Let's move on. We have Rashmano, the legend in the house. Matt, how you doing? If we get Xerxes, then Rashford wouldn't fit. Well, it looks like we are getting Xerxes. That is a deal that I think will be the first one over the line. Because why? Because of the release clause. It's easier to do. Personal terms agreed, agent fees, bish, bish, bosh, 8 million. Now they're just waiting. They are in advanced talks. This is what I've been saying for ages now. Ben Jacobs also saying multiple reports and outlets now, tier ones are starting to report on it, right? Milan, they don't want to pay it. Simple as that. They don't want to pay the agent fee, and which leads that Manchester United in the hot seat. And plus the rumors of what Ruud van Nistelrooy coming to United, Xerxes, Dutch striker, look at, wow, legend van Nistelrooy, I want a piece of that. I see that Xerxes will be one of the first signings in 1st of July as we move. Surprisingly a lot of people say, well, Mick, we should get a centre-back first, the midfield. But when an opportunity presents itself, right, when you have a release clause, easy to trigger, it doesn't matter. There's budget in there for a striker up to 50 million, what I understand, because we were absolutely meant to trigger that Benjamin Sesko release clause on 45-50. So there is money to be spent, a budget for the striker on that elk. Anyway, so big up for you, Rashmano, as well. DK Wilson, what you're saying here. Sancho, Greenwood, Pelistri in all can go. Should bring in United somewhere around 65 million. Look, I believe we're going to have money to spend. And I've been giving my reason why. As a new custodian, right, you want to sort of impress the fan. The honeymoon is over. We didn't get Ashford. He's still on garden leave, fighting in the court of arbitration. So we need to make a mark. I think they want to make a mark, right? We're going to talk about the midfield regarding Manuel Ugarte and the other target as well. So I think we're going to do some marquee signings, and I think we're going to do some good signings. We're going to talk about Todibo as well. So stick around. Yeah, he's a better option than Rabiot, but Rabiot also now we're talking, right? So if we are building a squad, for rotation, a challenging squad, you need to have quality players in the right position. So if you can get a Rabiot in there as well in that midfield for free, right? That is a no-brainer, right? You get a Rabiot for free, you're only paying potentially a little bit of a sign-on bonus, and potentially paying them 250k a week in salary. We can afford it because we've got rid of the the wage bill of we're getting rid of the 18 million wage bill of Varane. It's gone 100%. We're getting rid of Ericsson, which is another like 250k a week there, and which is about 8 million as well, and plus Casemiro, that is also close to 18 million a year. So there is room for improvement in navigation, like, in terms of the salary bracket. Let me go into the chat. Yeah, you guys are all around Rashford. Let me see. You reckon that Rabiot will have more than 300k, Royden? I don't know. This is something to be negotiated, but he's still playing at Euro, so we will not see much business happening until the end of the Euro. That might be 15th of July. We start moving. But the thing is that Manchester United are currently talking to the agents. They are lining the deals. And you might see a little bit of movement after the Euros or after the 1st of July. Big up to all of you guys. There is over what? How many people are watching right now? I have some technical issues. I can't see it. So, guys, smash that like button, please. Let's move on. Greenwood, Lindelof, Casemiro want a full move done as soon as possible, 100%. Now, I want to talk to you about the Greenwood situation, 100%, because it's well known that United want cash, right? This is another homegrown talent. From a footballing ability, I think that Greenwood is much better alternative than the ones that were linked on, right? If you're looking at a winger. It's not a bad shout because United has kind of said that we want 40 million, and potentially as much cash up front. Selling Greenwood as well means that there will be a major plus into that transfer window as well, and the PSR and the FFP. Again, similar situation to Rashford. Sancho, I think that will be the one dragging on to the end of the window. I think there's going to be a lot of low balling, like, loan with an obligation to buy. But at the end of the day, it's been said and it's been reported and it's been doing the rounds that, and this is something that I said a long time ago, right? United are testing the waters. If they can't get 40 millions, remember if I said this 4 weeks ago, I said, if United don't get 40 million, what they want, they're willing to take him back. Right? So is it the way that United are testing? What can we get for this talent? We know his worth. He's a super talented boy. If we don't sell him. And plus, what I understood as well, that they made a crazy loan deal with Getafe to say that you guys get 20 million sell-on fee. You don't even own the asset, but just to be generous, you took him on loan. Nobody really wanted. We fucked up here with this situation. You get 20% off. So even if United sell him for 25, 30 million, they're losing 20% off there as well. So it makes sense that we'll say that, you know what, if we don't get bids in before, like, the 15th, Mason Greenwood is coming home for preseason training. What is your thoughts and feelings regarding that? I want to hear your thoughts and the feelings. Let me close off this poll to see. I'm going to close off the poll. Would you sell Rashford for a substantial bid came in from PSG? 72% of you said yes. End this poll, and I'm going to start a new one regarding Greenwood. This is a split decision. It's always creating toxic arguments within the fan base. So I want to do this for educational purpose because I want to understand where do we sit, right? For me, I believe in justice. I believe in innocent until proven guilty. And I've seen a lot of comments like he's a criminal. And I say, look, he hasn't really been judged, like, and I do understand that you can't sort of unseen what you see. You can't unhear what you hear. But if they've done a thorough investigation and they found out that this was nothing burger, this was a spat between two teenagers, whatever. There was like a theater's makeup and I don't know whatever we heard. But apparently there's more evidence that said that, there was no dismissal for criminal charges or stuff like that. But the public is so toxic in social media today. So no matter what, if you've been accused for something, you're still guilty in the public's perception. So I just want to be sensible regarding that. But I will create a poll here. Would you like Greenwood back if we don't get the money, the 40 mil what we asked for? So simple poll, actually, yes or no as well here, guys. The question is, would you like Greenwood back if we don't get the 40 million what we asked for? Let that sink in and think about it, right? Take a step outside, think about Manchester United as a footballing club and where we need to go rather than personal characters. Far more people in football have done far more worse things, right? It's been so much scandals, right? And I do understand that if you come back, you got to do certain PR, you got to talk to the fans, explain, evidence needs to come out on the table. Otherwise, if Mason Greenwood comes back, he will get absolutely crucified and chanted in the stands. But then you got to look at it this way. I look at it from logic and reasoning. If there is so many clubs interested in him, then we know we have a good talent on our hand. We have an asset. There's multiple clubs that are willing to bid, right? But they actually don't have the money at the moment because of the financial crisis currently. So for me, there will be like, why are we then looking at certain wingers? Why are we looking at certain strikers when we actually have somebody that everyone wants on the books, right? Forget about everything else, because I think about football at the moment, right? I don't judge people off the pitch that I don't know. So hence I tend to lean more of the legal system. What is legal, what is right. And so far, the judge and the jury has been the social media people, the minority people, right? So anyway, I want to move on, and I just want to hear from you what you think, basically. Let me see. Zhao, Jay is saying Zhao, I saying Zhao. I personally want Xavi keep going on, and because he has good in my eyes, but I don't want to be happy with Rashford. You mean Xavi Simons? Yes, that's another one loan deal which PSG don't want to sell. They're willing to loan. Bayern Munich is also after his signature. Will he choose Bayern, or will he actually go for another challenge? Because he's currently in Bundesliga. So keep your eye on Xavi Simons, 100%. Sam, what you're saying here, Mr. Sam is saying selling Rashford is the best option for him and the club as well. Now let's talk about Greenwood. I want to hear more opinions regarding Greenwood. DK Wilson is saying with Greenwood and his partners seem to have settled down. 100% they have. And yeah, they have settled down, they have children, they have good life, become young adults with the child. I say, if he shows he's mature, give him a chance. But yeah, another thing is it has to also be, the fan base needs to mature as well, to open up your mind, not be just this, when you have this horse track race, when you have this horse laps, you don't see like on the sides, you just see this straight line. The only way you can sort of convince the fans is to release, evidence. You have to sort of talk and really what really went on, and that's the only way you can sway it. But if you're going to keep it locked inside the house, you're going to have this constant, negativity, and you're a rapist, you're this, you're that. I find it very weird, right? I find it very weird. You're saying here, Sam, also, you don't see any problem bringing him back because he's a young and talented lad. People make mistakes as a young lad. I mean, I'm old. I've seen the world. I've done mistakes. I was young. When I was 18, 19, hell, did I do mistakes? Every single day, every single fucking week, I did mistakes. But hey, you're young and reckless. You live life, you know? What do you know when you're 18, 19, 20? The world is an easy oyster. You make mistakes, right? But the thing is, from that making mistakes when you're that young, that shapes you as an adult as well. Because I will never do it again. And he learned from his mistakes. He got married, took responsibility, he fostered a child. So, guys, think about that as well. 33 likes, Stephanie Griffith. Big up. Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Get the likes up going 100%. I know a lot of people are watching football at the moment. Players told media he wanted to leave the club. You don't know what the media. I don't trust the media at today's media, guys. If we're going to be serious, it's so one-sided, right? It's media is not the way it used to be. It's all big corporates. It's all been towing the line. They're taking the money from think tanks and stuff like that to tow certain lines. And once you start reporting on the story, and that, you will never back down. You will never report anything else. You will say, yeah, look this way. It's sunshine. It's sunshine. It's sunshine, but it's actually raining, right? But they want to convince you it's sunshine, right? Keep you tracked into that. Look this way, but don't look this way. If you know what I mean. If you know, you know. Yeah, MG ruined it, no one else. Well, depends on the phone was hacked and stuff like that. We don't know much about that. Like, you know, I'm just trying to provide a little bit of a more nuance to it. Like, you know, think a little bit longer than this, right? I do understand. I'm against everything about violence and rape and all that stuff. You get me, and racism. You know, that doesn't exist in my world. But what I do believe is to have a fair mind, you know, to look at it from a 360 holistic perspective. You know, you put yourself in everyone's shoes and assess it that way. Listen, not about talent, it's about ego environment going great. Yeah, Stephanie Griffith is saying, what you're saying, a potential predator returning non-pawn instead. Yeah, true that. Yeah, good night, Royden Frost. Privyet. Have a good night as well. I'm going to close off the poll and move on, basically. So, surprisingly, now this has been very sensitive. You know, I'm going to close off the poll and move on to the stories, because 52% of you used your mind and said yes, right? While 48% still thinks no, right? For you that said no, I want to understand more the connotation. Why no? Is it more because of you think he's guilty, or he's a rapist, or do you think that, yeah, it's just not good for the club, right? End this poll right now and let me know in the non-live comment section without any slating, without anything. I'm just opening up your mind. Let me know your inner thoughts and feelings. How do you feel about that? Let's move on to the stories, guys, because I want to wrap this up. We are 33 minutes in the stream. Yeah, it's harsh about Amrabat because we didn't talk about Manuel Ugarte, right? This is the story that came out yesterday. I was a little bit skeptical. I reported on it. Apparently, we put in a bid on 25 million for it. Right? We've kind of acquired for him. We are currently on the market. We're looking for 2 midfielders because we know approximately that Casemiro will be leaving and Eriksen most likely 100% will be leaving as well. So there's 2 midfielders we need to replace. The top number 1 target is still there. This has been confirmed that it is João Neves, that we might get him for 75 million. This is the one that I'm excited about. You know, this is my favorite player right now in this transfer window. I cannot lie. And I believe that Manchester United can do a deal about it, because we reported about this the other day as well, that, you know, Benfica, for financial reasons, they are willing to listen, and they have very good relationship with United as well, and Jorge Mendes, which is the broker of this deal. So if they're being given the positive signs that is a deal to be made, there is no smoke without fire. They might potentially do that deal. But Manuel Ugarte is another alternative that they are looking in the midfield. We know we are linked to Lenny, to what's his name, Fofana as well, Yusuf Fofana as well. Manuel Ugarte is probably one of the better one out of them, I think, from an ability perspective. But also Amrabat, you know, what is going on with Amrabat? Apparently, I don't know. I heard that there is a talks about a potential 4-year deal for Amrabat. That is a cheap one. This is something that you can still afford. So basically, you can have Amrabat there as well for 20 million, right? There's nothing. And you would all of a sudden, what we're talking about is squad debt. But Manuel Ugarte, apparently, there is a bid to be made. PSG realized they want 50 million. They know they're going to not recuperate their money. Is that they want talking, right? That there might be something in this. We mentioned Rashford, potentially. We give you Ugarte, we lower down the price, we give you a little bit cash for Rashford. Let me know in the comment section there as well. Big up to all of you, and people are coming in here. We see Kat is in the house as well. Big up, Kat. How are you doing? I feel it's harsh to get Amrabat. Yeah, it is harsh. Amrabat is a must, according to you, Sandra. And I told you a line. We sing from the same Spotify playlist, Sandra. Let me know what you're listening to as well. Mine is mixed emotions everywhere. Big up, Kat, as well. Big up for coming in here. And Kat, hi. Yeah, you're catching up. No problem. Everyone's catching up. You're probably watching the footy. I'm decided like I'm going to catch up the footy in the second half because Portugal is already qualified. I love watching Portugal, of course, and I do want to see if João Neves is playing tonight as well. 37 likes, 100%. I want to also sign Yusuf Fofana. Hell, I want to sign everyone. You know, I want to be the best Christmas we ever had. Like, you know, remember when you were a child, you wrote off this big wish list, right? I want an Xbox. I want to, you know, you want to have everything. I want to have a motorbike. I want to have a pony. I want to have a unicorn, all that stuff, right? And then you ended up with a pair of socks. Yeah. If you're older enough, you know, as older you get, you only get socks and jocks and shirts from your mom and dad and your family. But you know what I mean. So I want to have it all, right? But we're not going to get all in this transfer window. So sensible thinking. I think that if we get an Ugarte done, brilliant Uruguayan. He's from Uruguay. We have a South American spirit. We have a fighter there. He's not that typical. He's an upgrade on Amrabat, I must say. I don't know if you watch much about him. Like, you know, he's a very good, like, you know, breakup of play. Like, he's a destroyer type. Very good on the ball, I would say. Very good passer as well. So that instantly will give you that energy in the middle. And that is the reason why we kind of look at it. Amrabat provides you the energy, but Amrabat is a little bit stiff on the turns. But still, you need to have two CDMs, right? If one gets injured, who else is going to play there? So might it be that we get Emmanuel Ugarte, we sign an Amrabat, we have two CDMs in that position. Then you have Kobe Mainoo playing the 8 role, and then also you sign up, which is João Neves, who is a hybrid 6 and 8, still young, right? All of a sudden, you have a fantastic midfield, and potentially, if everything goes right, potentially get a Rabiot for free. That midfield is going to be mind-blowing, right? And I even forgot we even have Mason Mount in there. I forgot Mason Mount is our player. So anyway, good stuff. What you're saying here, Sandra Myers is saying, Amrabat wants to play for us. No, he doesn't. Listen, he only wants to play for United. You remember he was striking. He didn't want to go anywhere. He was sitting on a strike. He only wants to go for Manchester United. And unfortunately, we didn't use him until the last couple of games, right, when we actually played him in the right position. He had one dodgy little bit cameo game, but the rest, I would say arguably to the point that he was the reason why we won the FA Cup. His presence in that midfield was bravo, 100%. Yeah, 100%. I agree with you. Big up Unicorn Sky as well. How you doing? I just mentioned unicorns before. You missed it. Or maybe I said the word unicorns and you woke up. Yeah, it's a unicorn signing, 100%. The unicorn signing for me, it is João Neves. That is the unicorn signing. That is the one I want. Let me know in the chat, who do you want? Which is your favorite signing? 100%. Let me know. Let me know. It could be whoever we're linked to. Todibo. We're going to talk about Todibo as well. But for me, that midfield seems like we have it sort of on. We have it controlled at the moment. So let's move on from that midfield and let's talk about Todibo. Before we do that, I want to check the poll and to see how we're doing on that poll, by the way. Did I even start a poll or did I close the poll? I didn't start a poll, didn't I? Nah, I summoned you. I did. I said unicorn. Yeah, 100% I did, Sky. Hope you're doing well. Listen, let's continue to talk about Todibo, right? For you guys that's going to MUFC Realist TV and reading the news, what's been published there, like, you know, and Australian news and all that stuff. You know that I wrote a piece about Todibo when it came out that due to the UEFA dual ownership, there was a club competition ban that we could not sign Todibo. Well, I did some digging and I did find out, and I've been saying that numerous times over and reiterating that it's only valid for UEFA club competitions. There is no ban that you cannot buy Todibo. You can buy him, but only play him in the Premier League and the FA. Why? Because it's a totally different body, financial body and organization than UEFA. UEFA only regulates, Champions League, Europa League, and Conference League. So apparently Nice and United are both in Europa League, and that means that even if you buy Todibo, you cannot play him here, and they might be punished. But however, as per reports today, lo and behold, there is a loophole, and lo and behold, they are challenging this in the Court of Arbitration, according to the news that came out today as well, that they are going to this Court of Sports Arbitration in Switzerland with a Swiss lawyer who is well known. So if they are going to challenge this, that means that we know who the centre back is going to be, Todibo. The question is, how long is this going to take, this process? But it shouldn't be that long, especially if you're arguing to the point. Look what City's doing with the Girona, the scumbag deals, what they're doing. This is a clean deal. And if you can prove that, hey, we were in for Todibo, we were going to negotiate for Todibo even last year, even when Ineos was Ineos and Nice was Nice, there was no involvement. We only got purchased in February. That's the thing, we got ratified in February. So for me, this needs to be sorted, and it will be sorted. We can still purchase him, but I think they want to use him in all competitions, and that is it, right? So if this is true, which it is believed, it's been reported everywhere, right? I certainly believe that, this could happen, right? This is a brilliant move because Todibo is the one that I want. I think he's got so much to offer on the right side. He is the Rafael replacement that I'm looking for, or alternative Lenny Euro. But Todibo for me has got more of experience, is more of a leader type. Lenny Euro is still a kid, still 18, 19 with full of potentials. But I don't know, what is your thoughts and feelings regarding this? Do you think we can win this case? I certainly believe we could, right? And I don't see a reason why we should step away from this deal, because logically speaking, how many games are we playing in Europa? We don't know. Depends on how deep we go in the competition. How many games are we playing in the Premier League? 38 plus. How many games in the FA Cup? Depends on how we go. Charity Shield, depends how we go. Carabao Cup. So you see, the value is, for me, is like, okay, we can still play him in the domestic league and the cups. Well, he'll be more valuable. But when we play in Europe, we will rotate. We have William Kumbala. We have a lot of good players in this that can play that role. So it's not going to be a problem. But I guess from a legal standpoint, what you're looking is for total clarification that it is okay, right? It is okay. So this might go on for 1 or 2 weeks, but I don't see it dragging on, right? Because the window is closing soon. That is a deal to be made. If we can prove that this is not going to benefit anyone, this is not cahoots, 25 million upfront cash, bar, bish, bosh. Todibo, I think he will be a Manchester United player by the looks of it. So if they are challenging it, they're going to get it approved. Perhaps slip that little brown paper envelope, because you know how they love the money, jokes aside. But I think he's going to be a Manchester United player. Listen, so Sir Jim Ratcliffe, what are you saying here, Kat? So Sir Jim have got a top lawyer on the case. Yes, he has a top lawyer on the case. I'm just trying to find out. I lost. I had it up here. Bear with me. Yes. Shit. Yeah. Wow. Where was this tweet? I had it here, man. Seriously. It was a top lawyer. It just slipped my mind. Bear with me. Stay with me. Right. Anyway. Doesn't matter. There is the top lawyer, is a Swiss lawyer, and basically they are seeking in the Court of Arbitration in Swiss Lausanne, which is 100% going to be very interesting to follow. For me, it looks like it's a done deal. It's going to be the one that we want. This is the target that we want. Anyway, If we can get Todibo, Unreal, what you're saying here, if we can get Todibo, and it will make time unless UEFA want to make it a deal outside the court. Yeah, no, listen, this is going to be settled. It's going to be settled quick. These things settles very quick, right? You remember when we had faced the, you know, a potential ban not to play in Europa League? This was settled in a couple of days, no problems at all, right? Apparently, the lawyers has worked for Ineos before. Yeah, 100% cat. Yes. So this is a well-versed lawyer. I'm just trying to look it up. I had it. It's so annoying, right? It's so annoying when you had it and you lost it, if you guys can look it up for me, would be great, because I want to be correct when I quote something. Now I lost it. Seriously, I lost it. Sorry. But there was some Swiss guy anyway. So the story is like, you know, I wanted to just hear from you without even creating a poll. Just right here. Do you think that this will happen? I certainly believe. I feel positive, right? This is a center back that I think could elevate us to the next level, right? 100%. And then you have a young Willy Kwambala that is also French, that can learn from each other. They will rotate each other. But that means that if we go on the brantwaith story, that deal seems to be off, right? And rightfully so, right? I wasn't too excited about the brantwaith deal. I thought it was a little bit shady. And it looks like Everton is not going to play the game. I don't know what they're doing. But apparently they have until Sunday to sort the situation out. And they're likely more and more walking away from a potential deal with Manchester United. There was also, according to Ben Jacobs as well, if there is a will, there is a way. 100%. I agree with you. I 100% agree with you, the Gea United fans first. Totally. If there is a will, there's a way. We will get him. 100%. Just fight. Mariner. Yeah, something Mariner or something like that. Yeah, it was his name. Yeah, 40 likes, get those likes up. So yeah, okay, let's move on, guys, and let's have a conversation. I'm just so annoyed. I had it before, right? It's mad how this day's been gone with the news. Like, you know, certain things is BS, certain things is like, you know, okay, it's got legs. You just have to learn how to filter it. Like, you know, I did a story regarding earlier today that Napoli's entering the race for Greenwood and offer us osimhen, and I was like, forget about it. Why is everyone? What is nobody wants osimhen? That's madness. Last season he was the hot topic, like, and this season nobody really wants to sign him, and they are desperate to sell him, right? Anyway, guys, let's move on. Yeah, we will walk away 70 million. They feel like, you know, there's no real panic to sell players, according to Everton, right? This is just coming in from Ben Jacobs as well. He was on with Anil Kondola, you know, earlier today, and he says there's no real panic to sell players at Everton anymore. They don't feel like that Jared Brentwaith has to be the right big outgoing, so they don't really want to sell Brentwaith. Everton are expected to stick to the valuation of Brentwaith, which is a excess of 70 million. Stupid. This is pure stupidity. What are they going to do? Who are they going to sell? They're not going to sell Onana. Are they going to sell some assets? I don't know. They need to raise 50 million. I think that this is mugs. Walk away. You know, okay, sit in your own hole, in your shithole. Like, you know, you dug yourself in the hole. Sit there, dig yourself out. We're not going to pay 70 million. We know we're not going to pay 70 million. We're walking away. It's like that song, I'm walking away from troubles in my mind. You know that song, right? So I think we should walk away. And they're being like idiots. Because how many days are left to Sunday, right? Sunday, they need to do this deal. Manchester United put in a 45 million plus 5 add-ons. That's it. Walk away. If they're not going to accept it, we will walk away. 100%. There's other targets. And we are not, you know, we are the only one looking at him as well. Like, you know, the only one talking. Why would it be mugs to pay 70 million? Nah, get out of it. For me, it looks like it's a dead out of the water, peeps. It looks like a dead out of the water. It's like a dead rubber duck here for me. Big up Lucky Singh. Big up everyone that's tuning in. What's the scoreline, by the way? Anyone knows the score? So that we're crossing Brentwaith off. For me, lukewarm right now. For me, the deal looks like it's more going down from, it used to be on 70%, even when he agreed the personal terms. He wants to move. I do understand. But I think this one is going to go cold. Either something weird is going to happen by Sunday. We're going to have a here we go. and they caved in, accepting 45 million. But apparently, they also said we don't want any of your players. We don't want. We were linked to. We were linked to say that we're interested to have Victor Lindelof as part of the deal and Aaron Van Bissaka. But apparently, they don't want it anymore. So if you don't want a player, we don't want your player. Sayonara. Push, 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 push. Pop, pop. Give him a backhand as well. Big up all to you, Dark Crow in the house as well. My good. A lawyer is, and thank you. And thank you. I couldn't have not gone to sleep without digging this up because I had it up on my screen. I accidentally clicked off the tab. Gianpaolo Montanari. Yes, not sure of the spelling. Yeah, Montanari, Swiss lawyer. You know, in Switzerland, they speak Italian, French, German. Wow. So it's Gianpaolo Montanari. So he's the Swiss top lawyer, 100%. We get this done. Anyway, guys, we're going to wrap up this stream. We spoke about Rashford to PSG. We did a poll about that, and majority of you said take that deal. We spoke about Greenwood potentially coming back within 15 days. If we don't get that bid, they will take him back and we're part of the preseason tour training. I'll be excited to see him, going to US and play there. It'll be exciting to see. I haven't seen Greenwood for a while, and at the end of the day, he's one of us. 100% he is. Jeff Steele is in the house all the way from Australia, Adelaide. How you doing, mate? Yeah, good morning to you. PSG can have Rashford. I'm expecting a big season ahead. Yeah, me too. It's going to be a mad season. Today's been just madness, right? I have a visitor all the way from Dubai. It's my best friend, right? He's like my brother. He's an Arsenal supporter. But we still love each other, right? So he's here visiting. So I've been spending some time with him, showing him around here in Phuket, Thailand, and he's having a blast. Anyway, so I'm having a good time as well. Big up Jeff Steele as well, guys. Well done to you, all of you, and thank you for tuning in. You're legends in the house, you're loyals as well. Listen, okay, so we spoke about that one. We spoke about the second bid potentially going in for Manuel Ugarte as well, which I endorse. I think this is a clever move, but that is not the only target that we're looking at, because we also are looking at the first choice target, which is the guy that's playing now. I don't know if he's I have not even seen the lineup. So if the wonder kid is playing João Neves, let me know as well. We spoke about the Todibo legal challenge, which is going to be resolved. So that we know is that this is the main target that we want as a right-footed centre back, which is Todibo. Totally agree with that. I like. And Lenny Euro, which is coming down to the final piece of the story before the stadium, is that Real Madrid don't want to meet that 40 million. They don't want to pay. Apparently, it's the last thing I read. There's a lot of things saying that this might not happen. This is 100% going on to Real Madrid. But listen, transfer window is a funny old lady, right? There is no 100% guaranteed nailed on, right? If they don't want to pay, they don't want to pay, right? If he's set to go to Real Madrid and he feels that he's not loved, he doesn't want them, you mind will be a little bit swayed. And the thing is, what I'm saying in the in the agent market, right? You're looking what's best for your client. If you're a proper agent, you look what is best for your client. In this case, Lenny Longlegs, right? What is going to be your best package? What is going to be your development, your trajectory? How many minutes are you going to be the first choice? Or are you going to be on the bench warmer? If he goes to Real Madrid, he might not get first choice. He might be a bench warmer. But if he goes to United, he's going to play under a lot of, Ten Hag, of course, promoting a lot of youth and kids in the academy. It's going to be a lot of good players. And plus, he will thrive, I think, and probably get a good package as well. So that one is close. And we are definitely in part of the conversation. That's been confirmed. So we are pushing just in case Real Madrid don't come in with a bid, because we know what Real Madrid is going to do. That's the tactics. That's what we did with Mbappe as well. They're going to come in. We wait till January. We're not in a rush now. We're going to take them on the free. While on the other hand, they want to sell him because they will not lose him for free, and he will not sign a new contract. So something's going to happen. Keep an eye on that one. And I want to finish off. with the stadium. Let's have a conversation regarding stadium. I've seen so much split opinions that we are looking to either refurbish the stadium or build a new one. And people are having problems that in order to fund this, we are looking for naming rights of the stadium. And I've been seeing some people, oh, bloody Glazers or this, or he's a broke, how can it be, like, you know, but listen, it's normal. Who do you have on board? Jean-Claude Blanc. What did he do with Juventus? He did the same thing. He did madness where Juventus got relegated. He still managed to get funds for a new stadium build through naming rights. So you just look around and you wonder, okay, if it's New Trafford or Old Trafford, I don't think ever they're going to take away the culture Old Trafford name. It might be something, you look around Arsenal, Emirates Stadium, you have the Etihad Stadium. It's normal, right? It's only Spurs that didn't find a sponsor. It's just called Hotspur Stadium. I don't know. But it's normal practice. Like, and this, beggars cannot be choosers. You know what I mean? It's harsh to say, but you can't be, beggars cannot be choosers, meaning that we know that the current state of Old Trafford, it's out of date, 100%, it's falling down, right? We know we need to do something, but in order to do something, that costs mucho money, dineros. And nobody, Glazers don't want to dip into their own pocket. You have Sir Jim Ratcliffe already doing things, right? He's refurbishing Carrington, the training ground, starting as now. They're doing it right now. We've seen the visions. But how do you feel about this? I said, bring it on, because that's what we want. We want a new stadium. We want a refurbishment. So what if it's normal? You sell the sponsorship, the naming rights. But I would say, let's say if it's going to be like a Mercedes, for instance, it might be Mercedes Old Trafford Stadium, or they're just going to put the name first, like well, give me a name here. I don't know. I lost my train of thought. MUFC Realist TV Old Trafford Stadium. Maybe Mick should sponsor, given the naming rights. What do you think? Sponsor names Stephanie Griffin in front of Old Trafford, probably Sharp Old Trafford. Yeah, that's a good one. Sharp Old Trafford. Yeah. Imagine if you put something stupid, some other things like, you know, O2 Old Trafford or something. The new Old Trafford. That's a good name. The new Old Trafford. The new Old Trafford. Like that name. But if you're going to have selling the naming rights, you might have something like, you know, Vodafone New Trafford, or, you know, Mercedes, or, you know, Sky Sports New. Now, you know what I mean. So do you have an issue regarding that? Because I was kind of surprised that I saw the community on Twitter and socials going split divide, and I was like, well, beggars cannot be choosers. Like, you know, we don't have money. We of course we're looking for, you know, sponsorship, right? So calm down, calma. Manscape Old Trafford. Trim the yard to make the bush. Trim the bush to make the yard look bigger. Yeah, Manscape United. We're not sponsored. Yeah, I hear you. I'll be also devastated. But you know, the Old Trafford, the old lady, they mistreated her, Jeff. They did. You know, there's nothing. You know, when the Glazers took her, when they married her, you know, she was a young, beautiful lady. The curves were there. The teeth were shining. Everything was top notch. She was a 10er, but they just run her to the ground. Nobody really wants her right now. Not even qualified to be part of the World Cup, right? That debris, that stadium is, but the ambience at Old Trafford, this is something you can't replace, right? The soul, the spirit, you can't. But at the same time, there comes a time in your life when you just have to turn the page. You know, don't look back in anger, just look forward. And that has always been my motto in life, right? You learn from your mistakes, but don't look back in anger. But always embrace new opportunities, you know? So I look at that way. I look at this way right now, before I end this stream. The whole purpose was this, because there's been a lot of madness in the media today. But I want us to sort of, I'm thinking to myself, and I'm sharing my thoughts to you. I'm thinking we are building a new team with a new establishment. I know it's not really what we wanted full sail on in, but it is more. It's more than the Glazers will ever do. New training facilities, new stadium, new structure. Damn, this is what we wanted, right? So if we are building a new team, we got to get the recruitment right, and we got to like give it a chance. So for me, at the end of the day, it's all about winning trophies. It's all about Manchester United coming back to the glory days. And that's what we're here for, right? That's what this channel is all about too. We have high standards, but I'm not going to shoot the messenger right now. I'm just going to sit back, watch it, and transpire. And this transfer window, it's going to be very, very interesting to watch. So let me know what you think before we wrap up the stream. Big up to all of you, and we are good to go. Jolly Malmin is here. Big up, Jolly. People do not like change. That's true. You can just ask Jeff Steele. He knows. In Australia, people don't like to change. Like, you go back, we're still back in the 80s with the mullets, mate. You know what I mean? The VB commercial's still the same. Hard yakka. You know what I mean, Jeff? You know what I'm talking about, VB. You can have it everywhere. As a matter of fact, I got it now. Victoria Bitter. Listen, when I lived in Perth, West Australia, it was just like, it was stepping back 20 years in time. People were still listening to ABBA. The mullets were still there. Like, you don't like change, but you got to embrace change, right? But that was quite a while back ago. So, yeah. Anyway, 44 likes, guys. I love you to pieces. And what you're saying here, Jeff. I want to hear from you. Do you agree what I said about Victoria and Bitter? That commercial hasn't really changed for 20 years. A strong boy, yeah? You know what I mean? Yeah. Anyway, no, this is not the stadium history. Renew is a world class at 1 billion instead of 2. You want a renewal. The problem is that the ground that it's standing on. The problem is the wharf and the railroad. That is the problem. So they did an assessment and they said it's going to cost more to refurbish and build a new stadium. And they want to sort of add a section. They want to have 100,000 people. They want to have the latest and greatest. They want to have like amusement. They're going to sort of develop the whole area around, linking it to Media City and stuff like that. So it's going to be amazing, right? And we need a new dawn. After everything that we've gone over, like with 18 years of abusive relationship with the Glazers, we need a little bit of TLC, right? So far is a lot of talk, but we see that there's certain actions taking place. So therefore, I am excited about this. I cannot lie, right? I used to be very, very skeptical, but I see that we are going towards the right way. And I want to be here to sit here and talk to you guys the day we win a Premier League title. We will look back at this moment and to say, wow, we did the right thing. Or we flopped. Anyway, you would never know. But at least if we still had the Glazers today, we will not even have the discussion regarding stadiums, regarding Carrington, regarding any types of recruitment. So I just want to finish on that note as well. Guys, I love you and leave you. I'm going to go back and watch the game. I just wanted to come on initially. I was just supposed to do a 10 minutes video, and I decided, well, there's too much stuff to talk about, so let's scruff the game, talk to the community, and so forth. If we're going to summarize what we've done, yeah, Jeff, I love the 80s as well. The old VB ads, yeah, true. If you know, the mullets as well. So just want to summarize, we spoke about Ben Jacobs and the Rashford story. PSG is now requiring and having other talks regarding a Rashford situation. A lot of you guys say like sell Rashford because of the PSR. Greenwood situation, if we don't sell him, if we don't get the money that we are requested, he will come back to Manchester United and be part of the preseason tour. Let me know what you think about that. Leave a comment in the comment section below. Ugarte second bid is coming in, and looks like this is the one that we are serious about. We're also going to look at bringing two midfielders, and Todibo legal action is being now handled in the court of arbitration in the sports of Lausanne, Switzerland. And that looks like that is our main target. Todibo will be a Manchester United player eventually. And we spoke about the stadium rights as well. So that's about it today. This has just been me on a cool, calm settings, and just reflecting on everything what's going on, because at the end of the day, you take it with a pinch of salt. You read the tweets, you read the stories, and you say, well, I ain't gonna believe it until it's signed, sealed, delivered, and the player holding the shirt. So big up all of you. Thank you, people. Have a lovely evening, and thank you for tuning in. If you do watch this in retrospective, do us a favor, smash the like button, and we shall see you soon. Glory, glory, Manchester United. And remember, peace, love, bananas, and glazes out, as per always. Ciao. Peace.
Thank you so much for stopping by and watching MUFC Realist TV. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and follow us on the socials.